Hello and welcome to the preview of Ghana's game against Egypt. It's a big game for the Black Stars as we look forward to earning our first victory in the 2023 African Cup of Nations. So we're going to look at the permutations for this particular game. What does it mean for Ghana if we end up beating Egypt in this particular encounter? And also if we lose, does it mean that we are going to get knocked out of the group stages at the AFCON once again? We'll also look at the head-to-head. How many times has Ghana played against the Pharaohs of Egypt and who has won more matches, as well as the players to watch in this game. And also we'll look at the group standings and where Egypt also fell off at the 2021 AFCON, also how Ghana performed at the last AFCON. So more of this coming up right here on the channel. Before we get into it, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't, like, share, and don't forget to leave a comment. So let's get right into it. So today at exactly 8 p.m. the Stade de Felix in Abidjan, Ivory Coast will host the ultimate game in Group B. Yes, it's 7-time champions, the Pharaohs of Egypt, versus 4-time champions, the Black Stars of Ghana. Well, these two teams bring on board 11 titles from the AFCON. Ghana having 4 with Egypt having 7, so making 11. Well, let's look at the head-to-head between these two sides. How many times has Ghana met Egypt at the AFCON and how many times has Ghana lost or won? So this will be the 5th meeting between Ghana and Egypt at the AFCON. Well, Ghana has won against Egypt just once in their 4 meetings in the past at the AFCON. Well, for Egypt, they've been able to beat Ghana on 2 occasions at the AFCON, with 1 ending in a draw. Out of this 4 matches, well, Egypt has taken on Ghana in 3 group matches. So this is going to be our 4th group encounter. But for the finals, well, Egypt has met Ghana at the final of the AFCON just once, and that was at the 2010 World Cup when Gedo came on as a substitute to score the only goal to help Egypt beat Ghana to win their 7th record AFCON title. But we've gone past that era. It's now a new era. The likes of Abu Trika and the likes are all gone. We have the generation of Mohamed Salah. We have the likes of Mohamed Kudus also in there. So it's going to be a game of the Mohameds. Which Mohamed will end up getting the victory in this particular game? Is it going to be Ghana's Mohamed or is it going to be Egypt's Mohamed? But away from the head-to-head, let's look at the group standings for this particular game. So before we get into the group standings, let's look at how both teams have performed since the start of the AFCON. We've only played 1 game so far. So this is our 2nd game at the group stage. Well, in the first game, Egypt took on Mozambique in their first game. Egypt scored the first goal through Mustafa, but unfortunately, they conceded a goal. So it was Mozambique who drew parity in the game. Then later on, Mozambique scored another goal to make it 2-1. But in the dying minutes of that particular game, Egypt were awarded a penalty, and Mohamed Salah, the Liverpool star man, stepped up to score the equalizer to make it 2-2 between Egypt versus Mozambique. Then came the game between Ghana versus Cape Verde. Ghana losing that game by 2-1. Cape Verde scored the first goal. Ashimel tried to get the equalizer, but it was ruled offside. Then our man of the match, Alexander Jiku, got the equalizer in the game to make it 1-1. But a late opportunity from Cape Verde saw them score the winner to make it 2-1 against the Black Stars. So in all, this is how the two teams have performed. Now let's look at the group standings so far. This is how the group looks after the first round of matches. Cape Verde solved the group with 3 points, followed with Egypt in the alphabetical order with 1 point. Mozambique are also 3rd with 1 point based on alphabetical order, but Ghana are in 4th place with 0 points. So this is how the group looks going into the 2nd round of matches. Now let's look at why this game is really important for the Black Stars. Now, the reason this game is very important for the Black Stars is not about any revenge or whatsoever, or who has the quality players or not. It is about how Ghana can qualify out of the group stages. Now, if we get a draw in this game, things will not go well for us in the chances of qualifying out of the group stages. Why? Because if we get 1 point and Mozambique ends up defeating Cape Verde, it means that Mozambique will get 4 points and go top of the table, whilst Cape Verde will be second with 3 points, and Egypt will get 2 points and Ghana will get 1 point. So it doesn't look good. But if you are able to win, whatever happens in the match between Cape Verde and Ghana, Cape Verde versus Mozambique will not concern us much, because it will put us around the second place, and that will be an upper hand in qualifying for the group stages. So this is why we have to win. But if we lose this match also, it means that we might have to start packing and looking for our next flight to Ghana. But all in all, if we get a draw as well or a win, well, this will be very, very good for the two teams. But now let's move ahead and talk about the 2021 AFCON and how both Ghana and Egypt performed at that particular AFCON. For Ghana, we were knocked out of the group stages at the 2021 AFCON after we lost our final group match to Comoros by 3-2. For Egypt, they sailed all the way from the group stages, round of 16, and made it all the way to the semi-final and made it to the final of the 2021 AFCON. Egypt came up against Senegal, where Sadio Mane faced his former Liverpool teammate Mohamed Salah in the final, and after 90 minutes of action, it was Sadio Mane's Senegal that ended up winning the 2021 AFCON. So that was how the two sides performed at the 2021 AFCON. Now, let's look at Ghana's performance against North African sides in the past. Well, in the past, Ghana has played about 19 matches against North African sides, and it hasn't gone very well for us. We've won little against the North African sides, and the last time we faced a North African side at the AFCON was at the 2019 AFCON, where we came up against Tunisia. That game went all the way to penalties, and Caleb Ekuban missed that penalty, and Ghana lost that game against Tunisia in that match. So that was how we fared against North African opponents the last time we faced them. I think we met Morocco too in the past. Yes, at the 2021 AFCON, and also you all know what happened over there in that particular encounter. So going into this game, Coach Chris Hughton would fancy a win against Egypt, and for the Egyptians, they say they are coming into this game knowing that it is going to be more like a final match. So this is pretty much the preview ahead of Ghana's game against Egypt. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. But until then, my name is Joseph Adamafi, and thanks for doing the watching. Please subscribe, like, share, and don't forget to leave a comment. I'll see you on the flip side.